I can go ahead and go over what happened in our previous session while we wait for Mashad to join us. When we last left off, our heroes had been going through a nightly stroll in the city of Hearthvine, getting to know the capital of Arvale, and making acquaintance with a future past friend of Arthur's, one Frederick, a student at the local Arcanum. To dissuade suspicion as to why you were waiting outside his house, Hanu used an excuse of going to visit the nearby hospital. So, to give veracity to this excuse, after you parted ways, you made your way back into the hospital.
Oh.
As one of the...
He's back.
I hear him.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah,
Welcome.
Dave was crying real quick, so I had to calm down. Top empty.
As you
Oh,
guys
Dad.
arrived inside of the hospital...
Let's do this.
darn it.
See.
Just realized I was muted during that anyways. Oh, God. Well, when we last left off, our heroes had been exploring the city of Hearthvine, getting to know the capital of Arvale, and taking this moment to meet up and make contact with a future past friend of Arthur's, one Frederick, a student at the local Arcanum. However, to not seem suspicious as to why you were waiting for him outside of his home in the middle of the night, you offered the excuse that you had merely been in the neighborhood on your way to visit the local site of Hearthvine's hospital. This hospital stands as one of the grand structures of the city, and it stood as a reasonable excuse. But to give veracity to this story, you decided you would go inside and take a look around for just a moment. However, upon entering, you saw that there was a familiar face there. Sunera, the priestess from the islands of Koiko, an ally of sorts of Hanu, was there in the middle of a tense discussion with one friar. She explained to you that she was actually pleased to see you, as this represented a great opportunity for her to prove that her organization, the Ashfall Covenant that you all believed to be villains, were not actually the bad guys. Within this hospital lay sick and dying a knight of Asmodeus, who, in their personal life, was also a devout member of the Ashfall Covenant. He had been found collapsed in the sanatorium of the hospital, having succumbed to some poison. And as you investigated him, finding a note that left only the clue of "she speaks in snakes," you read his mind and found that he had been betrayed by somebody in his own order for having seen something he shouldn't have. Piecing together a few disparate images in his mind that led you to another patient in the hospital, you met a old dragonborn woman who had evidently achieved immortality, but not eternal health. And as her body had grown frail, she had been set to spend her remaining years here in this hospital. Reading her mind, you found that she had attained her immortality, but had been betrayed thanks to a thief in her party and a knight of the Order of Asmodeus. Together, they had been seeking out a ruin, a temple hidden underneath this hospital. They gave access to something they called Saint's Water, which she credited for her immortality, and which you believed might be able to cure the sickness and poison that beset this knight. Using the clues that you had, you decided to pick up the trail where he had left off, going into the main lobby of the hospital and seeing the old statues of Saint Ava and a few of her old comrades. Using the motif of the snake as your clue, you found out that the bowl of the statue in the center actually hid a message in Draconic that, if said, opened up a secret door underneath the fountain. As the round door opened far underneath it, the water would fall down, revealing a hidden tomb. Several monsters, however, immediately leapt out, and the group met them with quick efficiency. And as they cut down these blind basilisks, they closed the door, only to realize that Sunera was no longer amongst them, having flown in without them, and believing that the others would be right behind. Stuck inside, the group opened the door once more, and faced again even more of these blind basilisks. Dispatching these once more, but realizing that there was probably even more inside, you hear as a somewhat familiar voice echoes out from the entrance of the hospital, saying in Draconic, "Pray." As it echoes through the room, you hear once more the doors close, and the water hits the bottom of this fountain and begins to fill up once more, the sound of thunderous waterfall drowning out the sounds of panicked and excited conversation from outside of the temple. Looking up towards the direction of the voice, you see Pridwin, a high elf of note to you as having been the former owner of your now destroyed airship. He stands at the top of the steps and is flanked on either side by two pale Lasarin, a male and a female. He leans to his left and he whispers something to the woman, and she nods and bows and then walks back out towards the front where you can hear conversation. You see flashes of light kind of silhouetting them and casting shadows every once in a while. And you see as Pridwin is carrying a cane that kind of clatters with the steps as he walks down, circles around, and you see as he walks over to one of them and he pokes it with the staff, and ever at his side is this pale Lasarin in like kind of half breastplate with a shoulder cape, long white hair, and even paler features than you, Zale, actually having taken on an almost strangely blue tint. Hunter, you can give me an insight check. He steps over the corpse of the slain blind basilisk and stops, and he kind of looks up towards the statue for a moment. As the water fountain kind of fills up.
As he's doing this, knowing and seeing the flashes outside, I take the paper out, the little card I have from Prince, and burn it.
Okay.
Did you say someone needed to give an insight?
Yeah, you.
Yes. Give me an
Um,
insight check.
Okay. I'm gonna do Sage's Wisdom. Yeah. 13?
All right. Um, looking at him, that the bodyguard, having been like the first time you've really seen another person kind of like Zale, um, you, other than Stefano, uh, you note that uh, he doesn't seem to breathe. Um, and like there's no like rising or falling of his chest. There's just an extreme amount of stillness about this person. And as you take that card and just a bit of a whoosh, flames from a firebolt in your hand, not even letting the spell go, just slight beginning of it and letting it fizzle out, burns up the card, and you see uh, as like immediately it gets like really hot in your hand rather than burning up, and you let it go, and it kind of flutters away from you, and then just and goes up almost like a sparkler, and then you see as it comes right back down, it just like a pillar of smoke falling down from the sky from where it fizzled up. And as the smoke kind of swirls, you see pirouetting out of it once more uh, the familiar jesters that you'd seen. You watch as Pridwin steps through the smoke, and he kind of like tiptoes forward and he bows and he goes,
Well, well, I had hoped that you would reconsider my offer, but I didn't take it to be this quickly.
and he looks around and you see that he's got a wine glass in his hand, and he looks around and he looks shocked for a moment as he like sees like where like he's at and sees the lights in the distance, and then Pridwin, and he just
Well, well, well. I can see why you called me now. And I was there thinking for a moment that your old Arthur was pulling my leg. But if Pridwin is here, you're really walked knee deep into it, haven't you?
We have. So, except for. It's more of a. Yes, we accept your deal. Did anything.
Say no more. I will make this part of your legacy. People will be singing songs about this tomorrow, and it'll be ones that make you look good. Trust me on that. However, there is the Pridwin complication. How do you know him? Other than having bought in his airship from out from underneath him. Good job on that, by the way.
Just kind of gives like a neutral kind of face, kind of like little curtsy, kind of little bow, but be honest, don't know actually too much. Just they had the ship. That's it, really. He's kind of giving the inclination for like Prince that like this is not the time to talk about what else is war right now, because he's like staring at Pridwin.
Well, it sounds like the crowd out there is certainly getting riled up. That's Pridwin's hand for you. Now, I will go handle that. But first, I would hate for an old friend to think that I'm rude, so give me a moment to go say hello.
By all means. I'm gonna look at Arthur's chest for a moment because I think he doesn't really need to breathe, and I'm gonna look at this Lasarans and see if there's any similarities to their
I mean, they're both
overall
not
chest.
breathing, but whether
So,
it's for similar reasons, you're uncertain.
but I'm just saying, well, that it can exist. Okay. Alright.
Yes, yes, yes.
And at this moment, since we're standing right next to one of the basculets, just remembering the guy and everything, can I do a survival check to cut out what is needed to make like an anti-venom? To what happened to the guy with the tongue?
Not at the moment. You know that would take you like a moment, like to like be at a lab
Good.
and stuff.
Gotcha. Alright, cool.
You see as he kind of walks up towards him, and for a moment, like it's almost oddly comical, like a strangely distorted painting, the two of them on either side of this statue of Saint Ava. On one end, the well-dressed Pridwin, his face ever unreadable, stoic, slight hint of maybe a smile. And across from him, spattered in white makeup, big comical smile painted across his face, and exaggerated wardrobe of brilliant colors, and compared to the muted, earthy tones of Pridwin across from him, it's a strange mockery of life, made especially more eerie as you watch his other Lasaran, the woman who had stepped away earlier, walk down the stairs, the sound of the crowd kind of like dying down a little bit after having been momentarily swelling for a moment. She flanks him on the other end, and you see the two jesters flanking Prince. And Prince...
Oh, well. Hi there, Pridwin. How long has it been? A decade? 2 decades? You're looking, well, terrible and austere and stern as always. It's good to see you down here with the common folk, though, rubbing elbows with the rest of us.
Hello, Prince. It seems that the Stars and Sea Society have found themselves a representative.
Oh. So you do know the Stars and Sea Society. I hope it's not because you're holding a little grudge. It's just business, after all.
And Pridwin kind of smiles. Oh, yes. Actually, I learned quite a lot through that business arrangement. Why? As far as who the Stars and Sea Society are, from my perspective, they seem meddlesome. I can see why you get along with them. And his eyes kind of flit past and like go like right towards you first, Hanu, and then they like rest on you, Zale, before he leans to the left and starts to whisper something to the female diplomat. And before all of a sudden Pridwin kind of like tiptoes in to like his view again and goes,
Really? Is that genuine misunderstanding I'm seeing there? I mean, You really honestly don't know, do you?
Don't know what?
Oh, I'm just tickled pink. Oh, I can't even. Oh, no, it's just... You're supposed to be a professional at this. I mean, you've been at this for, like a relic. Oh, this is embarrassing. Just give me a moment. Let me soak this in for just a little bit longer.
Yes. Well, you do seem to have a certain confidence to your standing of information there. It is always valuable to know when one has been ignorant, isn't it? Thank you. Truly. Evidently, I have something to educate myself on. I look forward to it. And you see as Prince, who had been like in like the midst of like a rib holding like laugh, like holding his breath on it, kind of like pauses, and you just see as he kind of like deflates for a second, and he's like straightens himself up and goes,
Yes, well, you're still not omniscient, are you? How is that going in your little crusade there, Pridwin?
and you see as he kind of spins around, and the two others kind of like peer away in behind him, kind of like block his view from like Pridwin as he walks away. And you see as he like just kind of like walks like right past, and as he like sees you guys, he kind of like settles in and just looks at like the first person he sees as he cross by, which is like this looming figure of you, Cac, right? And he like it's like looks like a sad puppy for as he's like walking past you, right? And then he goes,
Elves, am I right?
Of course, this cat.
and he pats you on the shoulder,
And Babette gives him like a okay bud look as he walks by.
and then you see as he kind of like straightens himself up, right? And then like there's a flash of like the light bulbs and stuff, and the crowd kind of like getting a little bit more antsy in the background, and like he goes,
Well, off to work my magic, I guess.
Would I have been able to hear what Pridwin said to his little buddy when he whispered?
do you have observant?
Hoenn does.
Okay, darn it. I'll say Hoenn, however, was distracted, unfortunately, this session.
Shit.
So, no. He hadn't gotten to, like, audibly say anything. He was just mouthing it at that point.
Okay.
And then Pridwin kind of, like, sidled up in front of him, or Prince sidled up in front of him anyways.
Yeah.
And you see, like, the well has kind of, like, filled up about, like halfway now. And Pridwin kind of like turns and looks back towards it, and seems to be in the middle of talking to once more the female Lasaran to his left. She's speaking to him as well, but again, they're kind of just mouthing it.
Can I read their lips?
You have observant?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember.
Where would I find it?
Let's see.
Should be
I
under
just realized
creature.
your character sheet isn't even on, or your character token isn't on here. Stars and Seas, Paradise,
No, I don't see it.
Eliza, there you are, and nope.
Okay.
Owen!
All right.
Oh, wait, damn it. Ruined it again.
I will roll a perception check for him to determine whether I say he like was paying attention to it because he's a cat he didn't like mention it. And I will tell him so he can bring it up later. But he didn't notice it.
God
Damn.
cats.
Yep. Attention spans.
Next time we're getting a
Attention
dog
span of a
person.
cashew.
Fuck.
I kind of tap Hanu as I'm kind of walking down.
Yeah, she has her arms crossed over her chest, but it's a little bit more of a defensive, kind of shrinking behind motion before she straightens back up and follows you.
And you kind of actually, and this time, Zell kind of looks to Cat to also kind of come with.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have someone who knows how to read minds. Riffy when I talk to them. Hi there. Prudwin, right?
And you're the Stars and Seas Society.
He's smart.
Not smart enough to not have my airship bought out for me.
Fair point.
Tell me, what leads you here? Or is this just another night for the meddlesome stumblings of the stars and seas?
I take complete offense to that statement.
An ally of ours, a friend, asked for help. Man got poisoned not too long ago. He's been in a coma. Tongue is petrified. We were led to believe that the cure is nearby.
And by nearby, you mean the tomb of the forgotten saint, the saint's water.
That is what a few sources have told us of. And if
And what are these sources?
Something we'd like to keep to ourselves.
Hanu's
Professionalism and all that.
she's eyes are wide and she's like, oh gosh, somebody please take over. I cannot
So-
lie.
Yeah, Babette picked up on that, so.
Yeah.
Well, professional thieves is what it seems like.
Well, it
You happen
seems
to
like
be
it.
entering private
Sure.
property.
Investigators.
We were not here to steal, we're here to... And right now, we have a friend down there that we need to go help.
So whilst breaking into a place you didn't belong, you have found one of yourselves in danger.
Yes, well, that tends to happen when there's conspiracies and nonsense happening.
Conspiracies, is that what you believe is happening here? Everybody has a right to have secrets in their own property. Do you not
I-
have
what was the
safes
giggle about?
inside of a home? And what was that?
That giggle he gave. What kind of giggle was that?
That
wanna
was
give
the
me an
fucking evil
insight
giggle.
check?
Yeah.
That was a fucking evil giggle.
He seems to be mostly just amused by your group.
Okay.
Fucking elves.
Yeah. He's just
Yes,
being a
well.
dickhead elf.
Regardless of what I or anyone else believes, we need to get down there, and we're doing so with or without your help.
You're wrong. The only way you're going down there is because I allow it. Thankfully, I do not wish for anybody to perish on my property, least of all. This is a hospital, after all. But if you go down there, I need assurance that you're not going to be looting tombs. This is a resting place. I would
Do
ask
not
that you respect the dead.
Do not care for robbing graves, we care about rescuing our friend.
We're more in the business of the living.
That's strange. I seem to have seen contrary on the manifesto of the Stars and Seas Society. Are you not explorers of ruins? No
Well,
worries.
While that may be so, most of us do have respect of the past and rest in them in peace.
Give me a persuasion check.
I got a +1
You
because
can
of my
do
moon
it!
thing.
Would you get advantage because everyone else was
Oh,
helping out?
mm.
Oof.
I'd say so. I'd say you
Oh.
get advantage.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna guidance this one. See, I already have that one written down. Yeah. Same thing.
Nevertheless, no matter your personal spiritual beliefs or backgrounds, it's about the company you keep.
Well, I'm guessing you're gonna give us insurance so we don't do that. If our word is not enough.
If one of mine go with you, the company you keep would be one that I am more likely to trust. And he looks to the right to the Lasaran next to him, and the Lasaran kind of steps forward, and he's very stoic looking, no change in facial expression since you've seen him walk in, and he just looks at each of you all. He doesn't nod or bow or anything. He just takes a step forward. He's got this long glaive. The end of it is kind of got this strange, almost looks like 3 moons that have crescent moons that have been welded together to make one of the strangest looking glaives you've ever seen. And he kind of stands just at the ready. He goes, dusk here will accompany you. However, you will find that inside there are certain security measures, the first of which you have already encountered. These basilisks are blind. However, if they do not hear you, they cannot know you are there. stay off the ground. I trust after your entrance into this city, or this country, that you have such methods at your disposal.
Not from the amount we have in this group.
You, Stormconch. You are strong in your blood, I assume. I think with her talents, I can help the others fly through.
That would be applicable.
Once inside, Dusk can help you find the trigger for getting rid of the basilisk, so that you can explore and find your friend more safely. When you are done, I will help you levitate out once more. In the meantime, I will keep a field over the top of this fountain.
That's reasonable.
Is Dusk trying, like, being intimidating, or is he just like that?
Give me an insight check. Looking at him, he seems absolutely emotionless. And you see, he goes, very well. Then I suggest you prepare yourselves. As we open, there will very likely be another immediate wave. After that, you shall enter the tomb of the forgotten saint, and the rest is up to you.
Zell would nod, and he starts moving into position over the fountain.
You watch as the figure, as you guys walk towards that, he walks away from you guys, actually. And you see as Pridwin begins to walk up the stairs, right? And his footsteps and the cane kind of just making these like echoing clatters each time he makes his way up until he gets to the statue itself. He places a hand on the statue. And by that time, you see as Belisar has made their way over to the center, and they kind of sit down. They're like back towards you all, and sit down cross-legged, and they place their glaive across their lap. And you watch as immediately from behind them comes out this gray, spectral, almost ghost, just pulls out of their form and stands up, carrying same armor, carrying glaive and everything, long hair. And as they kind of turn and look in your direction, you see the first bit of emotion you've seen on this person, and it just looks like just straight anger, just like the most like kind of twisted irritation and anger you've ever seen. And and you also notice as you're kind of looking at them just in that moment, Zale, you see that they don't actually have the refined features or the ears of an elf anymore. And they begin to kind of glide up like a ghost, rising up above everything, as Pridwin lays his hand on this statue and says, "Pray."
And at that point, just say I'm ready or firebolt the fire when they come up.
Okay.
If anybody else wants to ready anything.
Anybody else?
I will ready. I'll stand kind of like a little bit away, and I'll ready an action to hit the first thing that comes close to me.
I want to ready my crossbow. Am I near things?
You're right here. I mean,
Can I see?
well, nothing's come out yet, so.
We're all just getting ready.
Yep, it's gonna come out of this central well here in the center, right out of
Okay.
here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have my crossbow ready.
All right. And
Sorry, I'll switch over my help action to do Toll the Dead, but I'll go right after Zale hits it with Firebolt.
all right.
Or at least somebody hits something.
All right. You see, as much more he says, pray, and you hear the sound of water running down through the statue behind you, and then all of a sudden, the water in the well that had been about 3/4 of the way up just suddenly bottoms out, like the bottom of a tub has just been knocked out, and it just down once more, and immediately this time several figures leap up, basilisks just swinging up, and from now that you're kind of like looking down in it with readied actions, you see that they actually dive out not from all the way from the bottom, but from somewhere like higher up, probably the ceiling of the cavern underneath you. And as they kind of like jump out, you see that 3 of them leap. Oh, that's not what I was trying to throw out. Come on. Oop. There we are. And
Is it possible to, for clarity's sake, remove the bodies of the other
yep,
ones?
that's what I'm
Okay,
getting
good.
at. Boop. Boop. All right. Everybody roll initiative. Oh wait. Everybody roll initiative. There we go.
Oof.
Oof.
Bad initiative.
That's good.
Cax back to normal.
All right. Zeo.
Alrighty, action. Hell yeah. Hold on. Don't
Yes,
do that?
everybody that had readied actions, by the way, you can do the attack rolls for your readied actions now.
Yeah. So whatever,
It's-
which one first came out, I would have hit. So whatever that one is, chance.
It'd be the one that leapt up right towards you guys, so this one right here.
Sure. So 22 on that one. Takes 13 fire.
All right. All right.
Hana,
And
go.
it's a saving throw for Hanu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Sorry, I didn't remember I was muted.
Good.
And that's a hit, so you can roll for damage for Eliza. It's a definite fail on the basilisk saving throw, so you can roll damage for Toll the Dead.
Oof.
Okay, so 3, 5.
I'll do my divine strike.
Which one? Oh, I guess you can't get sneak on a.
No.
Let's use stealth and then shot it. 9.
Hanu's not
Okay.
having a good day right now.
So it was 6 and 8, so 14. Now, Zale, top of the initiative.
Cool. Is Hana on top of it? Or did Hana get shunted out to the side?
No, it's like right here.
Gotcha. Ooh, alright, cool. Yeah, Zell's gonna go up this one and hit it.
Okay.
Blue flame blade on top of it. Do-do-do. Swing. And attack. 22.
Yep.
And this will take 1d4 fire. 1d8 fire. And 22 damage.
Alrighty.
And since it's blue flame blade, it bounces to the target right next to him, and he takes, it just takes it, 1d8 plus my intelligence modifier of fire damage. Just gonna roll. And that one takes 11.
Alrighty.
And second hit. This will be normal. 26
Okay.
damage. This will be a 1d4 fire. 12.
Alright. Looking pretty hurt. Alright. Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that'll be my turn.
Alright. Leaps up onto the banister, and you see its several legs just cling to the stone. The water's kind of spilling across the edge of it, but it's just barely anything. And its large talons just dig into the rock itself. And as it's kind of rearing up, you come in with these two quick strikes, and one of the flames sort of lick off to the other one, and you see as it washes off onto almost like these strange pale hairs across it that you can almost not notice on its nearly translucent body, and you cut through almost towards its spine, and that ends your turn and brings us to Eliza. As you see 3 of them jumped out, you let out one of your crossbow bolts immediately. What are you doing now on your turn?
I'm gonna come over. Can I see him from over here, or are these bushy thingies?
No, you can see. If you can see them on this map, then you can see it. It would.
Then I'm gonna crossbow him again.
All right.
Okay.
That does not hit. And don't forget to insightful fighting.
Oh, okay.
So give me insight check. Okay.
Lucky number 13.
Which one do you want to be inciting? The one that everyone's attacked so far, or one of the ones that hasn't been attacked yet?
I'll go for the one that everybody's already started on.
All right. And then we go with its non-existent deception, which is
Wow.
Wow.
I don't like that. I don't like this 313s, guys.
Meat beats when it comes to skill checks like that, so you're fine. All right, you've incited it.
Cool.
And next up would be Arthur, who is still hidden. So he is going to instead, yeah, he's going to shoot Ron. Uses bolts from the grave.
Well, that's this close to a natural 20.
Alright, and he's not going to use a sneak attack, but since he used that, he's going to use his cunning action to dodge and then use bolts from the grave. Let's see. Which hits 11 and 17, so 28. Alright. And okay. That'll be against the one that everyone's already been shooting a shit ton of times. Clear. 24. You hear the sound of his rifle just whoosh, and as you see the bullet go out, you immediately kind of see as well, like these kind of shadows of the bullet also kind of shoot out like right at the same time and split off from it, to where it almost looks like there's more than one bullet going at him at that moment, and then it just into it, and its health is now at pretty fucked up. Alright. That ends his turn. Hanu, you're up.
I really want to do something stupid and risky, but I don't know if it will work or if there's going to be a contesting check. But with shape water, can I try to throw one of these things down?
You can
Can I
certainly
make it-
try.
What type of check would that be with?
Let's see. Give me
It's or like it's against the water itself. So
let's see. It doesn't have enough force to really push something this big off, especially considering the fact that like it doesn't make it difficult terrain to even stand on these things. It's barely
Yeah.
a trickle off of them. It's just constant. But you could freeze the water, and it would make his thing difficult terrain.
Yeah.
And then somebody might be able to shove him off, but that's the most you could get out of that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look over to Babette and well, actually, I don't know how good Babette's strength is. Well, I'll look over there, and I'm just gonna go freeze this area. So, this is with a 5-foot cube.
Yeah, it's just one space, so you're just picking one of these squares.
It could also end up being like if I do it. Actually, if that's the point, case, then it's kind of pointless to do that.
I saw how you spelled your weapon too. Especially
No,
like on
that's-
long-
That's been
No,
that's been a while.
Yeah.
It took like a minute or so for you guys to get on,
Yeah.
yeah, it took about a while to become unfrozen.
and she's not gonna
so.
waste any more spells. So she's going to, you know what?
Cantrip time.
She's gonna make this one a little bit difficult, and she's going to see if you can eventually kick this one off, Babette. So
You
she's
are
gonna go underneath.
Betting on
this
the
one.
wrong bitch.
Well, she's gonna hope that it can
Yeah.
at least fall down itself on this ice. So she's just gonna cast that over there.
All right. You see as the water suddenly and solidifies, and one of its talons that's on it kind of like struggles for a moment to like re-find its purchase. Anything else on your turn?
She's just gonna stand her ground.
All right. Then that brings us. Babette, you're up.
Well, Babette's gonna look at that and say, I'm not qualified to deal with that. I'm a little weak changeling, and she's gonna go for the one that everyone's been hitting.
Hannah will give you a brief moment of disappointment.
There we go.
Brief look.
splash through the water. See this thing kind of rearing up its tail, like kind of splashes up a bit of water in your face. And go ahead and give me those attack rolls. All right, yep, that's a hit.
Yeah. Oof. But sneak attack.
All right, there we are.
Is that a dead boy?
Not quite. You know, you see
Oh.
the water kind of comes up in your face, and you just don't get quite deep enough because of it, you know, and you
It's
miss just a
She
little
has a
bit.
+3 damage on it, by the
Why
way.
does it? Oh, I have to hit versatile for damage.
Yeah.
And then it'll add that. So, yeah, there's an extra 3 damage.
Still barely there.
Oh. Okay, and then I'm gonna bonus action disengage and run away.
Okay. All right. That brings us to first basilisk. All right. I need Babette to give me a Constitution saving throw.
No.
And did Zale take a step forward to get to that creature? I don't. You took a.
He hit and then went back, so you would have had time.
Oh.
Yeah, so you did take movement though within your last turn, right?
No. Sorry, no, the box. No, he stands still and hit it because it's the box. He didn't move inside the box of it. He just stayed. So
Okay.
he didn't move.
All right.
Oh no.
I was hoping I could get. Oh. That cost that.
All
saving
right.
throw.
You watch as she like comes in and she makes this near stab on this creature, and it like rears back and stuff, and she quickly, like in that moment, you see like very like smoothly just steps back out away from it and begins to try and move away. And as she's just getting like up onto the banister, you watch as she starts to and she's now stuck like a statue.
Yeah, you just hear her go shit, and then she's frozen.
Alright, we'll see you in 86 years.
Yeah, see you in 86 years.
All right. And then that makes it to where it is going to attack you, Zale, since you hit it. Uh, 18 doesn't hit, I don't believe, right? Nope. All right. And that's it for its turn. That brings us to the next basilisk.
Since it's like frozen in one spot, does it make its ability a little bit hampered because it can't feel with some of its legs?
I mean, it's not frozen in that spot.
I know,
It just has the thing
looks-
there. So, like, if somebody were to
it's
shove
slippery.
it, then it would have disadvantage on, like, not falling prone and shit
No,
like
she's
that.
talking about her trimmershins. The trimmersense, if it's ice. Can it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any difference.
Gotcha.
Vibrations still move through ice.
Mhm.
Alright. This one is going to move up. And you just see as it wildly swings in your direction. And attack at Hanu.
Mhm.
And nope, that's a miss. And Cack, you're up.
Kak will keep this nice and simple. And not looking at the eyes that they don't have. He's just gonna shocking grasp the one right next to him.
Alrighty.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Another shocking
Hell
grasp
yeah.
is great. That's the second one.
Ah,
This is like Ace's signature spell or something.
Yeah.
man, I fucking love this spell, man. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's this thing is already translucent, so you can see its spine. So it is doing that cartoon thing where it gets electrocuted and you see the spine inside, and you watch the whole body and all those little like translucent hairs on it just and turn into smoke, and the whole thing just tremors and dies like several times over. Dies. Like
Ah, wonderful. And yeah, that's gonna be it for Kak. He's not going nowhere.
Alright. Slides right off the thing and falls down into the pit. Alright. And that brings us to this one. Which is going to and that's a hit against Zale
Oh, it hit me?
at
Damn.
disadvantage.
Damn.
So yeah, oh shit. Next part of this, fuck, what's that? Damage. 13.
13. Damn, hit 24 AC.
Bad when you
Shit.
forget what to do next to the DM. Wait, what? That hit? Huh? Oh god.
Yeah.
What do I do, guys? I've never
Yeah.
gotten this far before.
You take 4 points of piercing damage and 6 points of poison damage as you feel this thing into your body. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Gotcha. That's sweet. 87, 77. Constitution saving throw. 23.
That's a success. Alright. And that brings us to Zale.
Well, time to retaliate. Not moving. Just trying to face up this, but attack the guy that hit me. It's like impressive. My turn. And whoop-a-da. 18.
That's a hit.
This one is 1d4 fire plus 1d8 fire. 18.
That's a hit. Oh, 18 damage. Yes.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
What is it with you rolling damage equivalent to your attack roll?
I don't know.
Like, last
Second
section
attack,
too.
17.
And that's a hit.
I don't know. No XP. And then 14 damage.
Alright.
And I don't want to do anything else. Save it for that. No. Guess we keep thinking. I am going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to amplify this. I am going to bind the one right next to me with my blood maledict.
Okay.
So this pull up. It's like everything.
Blood
short
hunter
rest.
stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Blood Maledic. Love binding. And I'm gonna amplify it, so it's gonna hurt me just a little bit more. Okay. It has to make a strength saving throw.
Alright. $22.
Oh, makes it.
These are really big creatures.
Yee.
They strong boys.
Really strong. That's my turn.
Alright. Eliza.
Okay, which one went for Babs?
The one that
None
went
of
for
them.
yeah, the one that's dead.
I thought
Is
some Babs got.
And she got turned to stone because she moved and she was still within
She's a
30
dummy.
feet of it.
Alright.
Oh, I
well,
forgot you moved last round. God dang it. I should have tried to turn you to stone. You're safe this
God.
time.
She did a backflip over that tremor sense.
Well,
it was amazing.
Eliza's real peeved.
Aw,
gonna
thanks.
crossbow. Again.
Insightful.
Oh God, how do I?
Bonus
What do I-
action. Give me a insight check.
I'm sorry.
Nope, no
Okay.
worries.
Learn the mechanics. Oh shit.
Alright. I don't think it can even beat that, but I'm gonna roll its stuff anyways. Nope,
No.
it lost. It's rolling pretty well. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
but-
that motherfucker hit me. I was
So
like, that's impressive.
you now have sneak attack on it. And go ahead and roll attack and your sneak attack.
Okay. Wait, so crossbow and then sneak attack?
Crossbow, and then if it hits, roll damage and sneak.
No, she already hit. She hit at 18.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
uh-huh.
that's right. Then
Yeah.
roll damage and then roll your sneak attack.
Okay.
Four.
What the man?
But then your sneak attack.
Yep,
Yes.
that's where the damage
As
comes
soon as
in.
I can find it. There we go. Wow.
No,
okay.
this is an attack roll. This is still wrong. I don't know why that's in there. Hold up.
Yeah. It's the weirdest thing.
Do you want me to roll sneak for you?
Well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Nothing.
Yeah, no.
It's just a
Sneak sometimes just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try it again?
Might be easier just to drill 4d6. So just do in the little like text bar, just do /R.
No,
space.
don't /R. There are buttons down there. Jesus.
Oh, there's bars.
Yeah, if you look down in the bottom right, you'll see a bunch of things that look like the dice. If you hover over the square one, there's the d6. Just click it twice.
Oh, gotcha.
Four
Yeah,
times.
yes, 4 times. That's right. So, there we go. 21 plus 4, 25.
Oh my gosh, rolled 36s in that. Holy shit. 3 13s and 3 6s, guys. I have a bad feeling what's gonna happen. to me.
Hey, it has 69 health, guys.
Hey.
Nice.
Alright.
The numbers.
And that brings us to Arthur, who is going to once more shoot with Ron.
Hi, Ron.
Yep. Damage. Not shit. Bolts from the grave.
Oh my god.
Yes!
21. So 29. Alright.
Hell yeah. Hello,
Yeah.
boy.
Alright. So it can hurt. And that brings us to Hanu.
She takes a big exhale. And on this one, she's gonna cast Toll the Dead. And add in, you're really starting to piss me off.
Let's do it.
Roll the dead.
I have to give you a wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh.
Are you kidding me?
She's gonna roll her shoulders at that, and then she's just gonna say, fuck it, and cast Spiritual Weapon.
Alright.
Pissed.
Yeah. Trying to be conservative. Now she's like, you know what? No. And in her
Body
anger,
rage.
she'll realize that is not the way.
Well, it's flanking, isn't it? Which one are you
Yeah.
attacking?
I'm attacking the one that's right over here.
Okay.
And
I did not get
nope,
it.
that doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Alright. Babette, it's the end of your turn. Give
Can
me
I make a con
saving
save?
throw.
Yay.
Another one.
Fuck.
Alright, you're still
Are you
stunned.
kidding me?
Alright.
Ugh.
Then this brings
Russell's
us...
wisdom saves all over again.
Oh, this one's dead. Remove. Alright. Alright. It is going to... aha! This time around, however... Eliza, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Let me measure the other one. You might still be in range of it, too. Haha, you are! Give me 2 Constitution saving throws.
Oh shit!
Okay, why am I struggling? Oh, there.
Oh!
Uh,
Alright, you succeeded on one of them,
Oh.
but not on the other. And you watch as Eliza's like crossbow raised turns into a statue. And
Told you not to look in their eyes.
but they don't. And it's gonna bite at Hanu. That's a hit. And 17 damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You succeed.
It's not gonna do damage, but she's gonna punch it back in the face. As a reaction.
I knew he's pissed.
Cac, you're up.
God damn it. Alright. Kek will do. Alright, he's not gonna move. He will cast Mind Thrust at 3rd level so he can hit both of them.
Yes.
So they both need intelligence saves.
Yep. There's one. There's 2. Alright, fails.
Excellent. Alright, so they take 7 damage. They can't take reactions, and they only get 1 move, standard action, or bonus action, not all 3.
Alright.
And that's it for Gak.
Alright. That brings us to this one, who is going to use its bite on Zale. That's the only thing it can do anyways. And... nope, that's a nat 1. Alright. Top of the round. Zale sees this thing tries to go in to bite you, but it kind of like slips over across the water on the stone instead. And you take this as like an opportunity to try to exploit it. What are you doing?
Gonna hit it.
Whack.
Alright, that's a hit. Come right up underneath it. As it kind of slips down across the stone, it falls right down onto your bloodthirster. And damage.
16.
Alright.
And then another one comes in. 23.
Yep, that's a hit. You kind of dig the blade out as you kind of pull it out, and you can see like the blood kind of like almost like this weird white ichor kind of lighting on flames, almost like lard or oil. And it's another 8. So, all right. Anything else?
No, that'll be my turn.
Eliza. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
You are still stone.
The
Great.
rogues, man.
Rogues, guys.
Yep.
Good luck.
Oh, no.
Why can't it be Dex?
All right. Arthur once more with Ron. And bolts from the grave. Takes the dodge action again. All right, that's a hit. That's a hit. All right. So that was all right. Nice. That thing is fucking dead. That's 33 damage, right? I'm mathing that right.
33.
All right, that's exactly how much health it had left. So the one right next to you, a bolt kind of goes through its head, and you see it's like immediately, like almost right through the same hole as those shadowed bullets, just and widen the hole, and it just falls down into the water. And it is dead, and then it's the end of his turn. Hanu.
Alright,
You're up.
same tactics. I'm gonna first do Toll the Dead and then Spiritual Weapon.
Alright. Let's have it.
Okay. Toll the Dead. So, DC.
And it failed. All right.
don't know what that is. Okay.
That
After all,
hits.
Get it. So.
Oof, it is looking rough.
All right.
And
And
then
at this point, I'm war crying it, and I just kick it.
Alright. It's just like barely there. You just see this like doom, and this like resounding kind of energy ripples across it, and its body kind of like decays as the sound ripples across it. And as it does, the spiritual weapon of this I can't say it right now. Is swings down just like this pendulum swing and cuts right along the same path as the ripple, and it's just kind of floundering there, and she gives it like a little bit of a kick. It's still alive, but barely. Babette, go ahead and give me that con save.
Come on, baby.
I believe in you.
And you succeed.
Yes.
Last of the third round.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
But that's the end of the round. End of your
Yep.
turn for it.
At least I am no longer stone.
This one is dead. Remove. Cac, you are up.
Guess who's getting shot?
Yeah.
A natural 20. That'd be ridiculous.
You can flank with me, bro.
That's a hit.
Still alive.
Close.
I mean, close enough. Oh, that terrible damage.
Oh, so close. It's still barely holding on. You can see like it's just fucking like Prydwen's just going. Don't play with your food. Finish it already.
Do what I want.
My next crossbow is going to Prydwen.
Dad,
You moved to
Jesus.
get closer to that thing. So
I
I need you
did.
to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Come at me, brah. Gosh.
His hand, like it's like there's still like a little bit of like a spark coming out of like the stone for a moment as it like comes up across his hand, still in the shocking grasp like motion. And you are now stone, and it is now in front of you, so it is going to attack you while you are restrained.
Yeah. Fucking come at me, brah.
Just to make sure. I need to just reread this just to make sure I'm not getting it wrong again. And yep. Okay. Cool. And this is bite, attack. A 19 hits, right?
No?
Yes, it does.
Of
Alright.
course it does.
I was like, you're a sorcerer.
It's a sorcerer. God, this guy asking silly questions.
18. Ooh.
And I need you to give me. Actually, no, I don't. Never mind. You're already stone.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything at that point. All right. So
Joke's on you.
18 damage.
Yeah, easy.
17.
And Zale, top of the round.
Same thing as been doing. Attack. 20. And then, I mean, just to guarantee it. Please think about on top of that. 13?
Yeah. It's as it's just like again, it was getting electrocuted, and then you see as Cac turns to stone, like his hand still on it, right? And as like that last kind of tremor starts to come from it, and he turns into stone, you fillet it up the other side, and it just falls down, and that ends initiative. And to demonstrate that Prydwen Time is of the essence here. He is going to use one of his class features to give you advantage on your saving throw here. Actually, roll it first, because he doesn't need to give you advantage. Roll it first.
Yeah. Roll first. Say I don't need. Yeah, I don't
Alright.
need your advantage.
I'm fine.
There you go.
Yeah, get the
Boom.
fuck
Suck it,
away from me,
Pridwin.
stupid elf. God. Didn't even do anything to help. Jeez.
You back around. You see as the ghost kind of floats down above the well, and Pridwin goes, "All right. Who's jumping in and who's flying?"
The out of character, the casters and Eliza, we planned out we're going in because they're ranged,
Okay.
and then the melee are gonna be flying.
All right. So that is
And
you and
Liv-
Zarman.
And Liv
And-
could be one of the flying ones. The
Okay.
one, yeah, you can skip it all four of them in there.
All right. Okay. You all gather around in front of it, and Hanu, you see like down at the bottom of the well as like the one that had fallen gets ripped apart and its body kind of gets pulled through the waterfall and out of sight. And you cast your watery sphere down there at the bottom, almost like this cushion, and one by one, each of you kind of prepping yourself, realizing you don't have a lot of time to waste on this, jump out and land in the watery sphere one after the other. You see as Pridwin reaches into his sleeve and he pulls out this crystal, and he holds it up, and you see as he casts the fly spell, the crystal lights up, and Kak and Zale, you can give me Arcana checks as he casts fly on Zale and Zarman and Livy.
And Babette?
And Babette.
And Babette, yes.
Terrible rolls.
Okay. Zale, looking at the spell seems to be exactly the same. So you theorize it might have something that it might be like replacing the cost of the spell, like spell slot or material or something. You don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
But you watch as each of your allies leap ahead of you. So it's just the four of you remaining, and that ghost kind of looks at you all, and then like looks in Pridwin's direction. You can still see like that kind of like sort of like just anger in his face, and he just dives down, flying rather quickly after those that had jumped in. And as you all cast fly and you float down yourselves, he goes, "I will be casting the ward behind you, but I won't close the door. Promise. But one
So
last
the
thing
insight check.
before you go." Give me an insight check. "But one last thing before you go, Zale.
So
Try not to
stop.
lose your hand." And then he casts the ward. And from that, Babette, you aren't certain. You think he was probably fucking with you guys about the door thing.
Yeah.
And he was definitely just fucking with Zale about something there with losing his hand, though you don't really
Yeah.
know what that's about.
So he's just being a dick.
Yes.
Of course
And
he is.
you see this
Bell,
shroom, this shimmering field suddenly like pop up like a cage, right? without a bottom, and then all of a sudden you watch as it kind of unfolds like a box being unfolded, and it lowers down over you guys as you descend down to the bottom. And as you enter into the tomb of the Forgotten Saint, we are going to take a break.
Oh, by the way, Zell totally gave him a shit ass grin when just burying his kind of like feigns like kind of like grin and being like, yeah, fuck you too. And just flying back down.
Grin, sure. Sale has no deception skill whatsoever.
What no? No, he's
You looked
he's
so
full-
angry. And
It's like that grin where you're like,
yeah.
Yeah, funny.
Like, there's no way Zale's hiding his emotions behind something.
Oh no, he was flat out being like, it's aggressive, like, fuck you. Like he was
Switching
hiding shit.
devices.
Hanu's staring at the ground like she's a kid that got scolded this whole time. Look at her.
But the dice rolls are not in your favor, Hado. I'm sorry.
No, she wasn't. It's Pridwin. She knows Pridwin from the temple, so she feels like she's a kid again.
Yeah, don't.
Which is
Don't
why
worry
she's.
about
This is probably. Which is why I'm explaining. This is why the dice are not there. She's not in good mental space.
And
So,
probably
as you descend down, you can see that there's Ahanu's watery sphere kind of uh, just a little bit above the ground. Allies in it. She's glowing, and so you can see that your allies in it are kind of like breathing easily, and you can see the ghost kind of hover between you and the rest of you that kind of fly down. And as he looks at you all, you see that kind of. He no longer looks like angry, and you hear a voice in your head. All of you. The braziers are the secret. One person at each one, and one in the circle in the center of the Kuadal. If you're all there and you all say, pray. And he says that in Draconic. And he pronounces it rather slow and easy. And hearing it in your mind, it kind of like sits a little firmer than like hearing it audibly. Then the rest of them will flee.
understood.
Float over there.
And you see as the watery sphere lets out, and as each of you kind of move towards one of the braziers really quickly, you can see the shadows across the waterfall. From your perspective now high up, and you realize that they must be across the cavern or this temple's ceiling. And you hear the skittering sound and the clicking of like their strange, like almost insect reptile mixture. And as you all kind of rush to the middle of it, who stands in the center and who goes to which ones?
Sarmin should be, I don't know, center.
We'll have Simon in the center,
Okay.
and then me, Lib, Bobette, and if the Shadow go to the other one.
Okay, pick one.
I'll do this one.
Okay. Rest of you.
Babette's already at hers.
Okay. Sarah?
Do I have to be right up on it?
Yep.
Okay.
Before
Pick
that,
anyone.
because Eliza's not flying.
Yeah, they've all hit the ground, which means that you can see them all right and getting ready to almost jump through this. So you've got like a couple of seconds to act on
Yep,
this.
just get on it.
So
Yeah,
pick
everyone
one.
just pick
Get on
one that
one.
hasn't been
Yeah.
taken.
Okay, I don't. What's been taken? Sorry.
Wherever
One of
a
the
token
braziers.
is. Yeah,
There you go.
Gotcha.
there we go.
All right, and then that would leave Lib to going to this one. All right. As you all like rush up to the middle of it, you hear in your mind, "Say it now." And then he says, "Pray." And as each of you like rush up to the braziers, all like roughly at like the same moment, you all say it out in unison. A few of you kind of like staggering just like a few moments behind, and the water suddenly whoosh, swirls up around you all, and the braziers turn from this blue to this, or from this vibrant green to this strange blue white. Blue in the center and kind of like fading off to this white flame. You hear the skittering all and head off in different directions.
Huh.
The whole place grows quiet. The water continues swirling around you. The brazier stay this color? The ghost kind of floats down, and their spectral feet touch the stone floor.
Is there a time limit on this?
One day.
That's good.
Trust me. They'll be the least of your worries. Let's find your friend. And he kind of glides forward.
How dark is it in here?
Uh,
Because I don't have dark vision.
Let me look at your token. Yeah, it's fairly dark. However, you can see right there, is how you can see at the moment.
I have my Takaroa sovereignty
Okay.
up,
Yeah,
right?
so, yeah,
So-
she's giving off a pretty fair amount of light at the moment.
Like 40 feet, I think.
Okay, good.
Actually, let me just double check so you can add that on there if you need to.
How much?
Yeah, I need to look at it. Takaroa sovereignty. It is okay. No, 10 foot bright and then 10 foot dim.
Okay.
So about 20 feet.
And she should be. Are you giving off light now? From
Yeah, I'll give off light,
Uh huh.
and then
All right. She is now
for-
emitting light. So.
Yeah, for Eliza, I'll take out a coin and give you light on the coin in case you need to toss it anywhere.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
You have this glowing coin. You kind of stow it away in one of your many pouches in your vigilante belt.
and kind of tap Hani and be like, we should know in this place probably gonna have traps. We should let the people who are pretty good with traps take lead. You behind
Yeah.
them.
I'm just showing them some light.
And then kind of look at Bobette and Eliza. Am I taking lead?
Detectives extraordinaire.
Yeah. Well, you go ahead, and we'll be right behind you.
Well, we should be in front,
Oh, you think?
checking for traps.
Okay.
You're always much better at that than I was.
Fair enough.
All right. If you select your token, walk whichever way you want. The ghost kind of floats like forward about like 10 feet, and then you see this like kind of ethereal steps kind of walk across it, and dusk kind of like without even like making any sound, despite like the metal armor they appear to be wearing, kind of pauses, plants their 3-moon glaive, and turns to look at you all and says, "All the entrances in here are hidden. I don't have a map, but if you look around, you should find some secret passages if you have a keen eye. Perhaps looking for signs of your missing friend will help."
Is this place kind of dusty and whatnot?
Looking around, in here, no, not at all. The floors are kind of slick and wet a little bit from the water that kind of splashes up from the sides of all this.
Do I see any handprints of where Sunira could have like pushed up against something?
Anybody here got survival?
I do.
Yeah.
And Sarman does, so if you want to... Sarman, you want to look for it as advantage.
He can give you advantage.
Yeah, so I'll be like, she had to press up against something.
You see-
I forgot.
I would give you guidance for that, because this is...
What was that, Eliza?
Would my compass point to her?
Yeah, if I remember something that she wore, or if you remember something she wore.
I mean, we just saw her, right? So I would
Yeah.
remember.
Then, yes, looking at it, it appears to be kind of pointing forward and up. And ahead of you, you can see that, like, uh, having kind of stepped through where the waterfall is, and between like where the braziers are right there, the water doesn't touch, so it kind of creates like this uh, strange, almost magical passageway through the curtain of water. And as you stepped through, you can see in front of you what looks to be the front of almost like a ziggurat kind of structure. But it only goes up about a step before meeting earth and stone. Uh, Looks like it might have been buried long ago.
Can I look closer and see if there's like anything else? Anything secret?
Looking at it, it looks like wherever they are is probably inside of that and up a couple of floors. As far as which side has an entrance, uncertain yet. Y'all can give me investigation checks though.
Just remember, she can float. So
You can go ahead and give it to me with advantage, actually, Eliza, just to cut it down to on a roll.
that might make things a little bit different. And you can add the D4 for your natural influence, your human.
Zale, you don't notice any tracks or anything like that. There's a lot of water that is splashed up across all of this, so.
And she was floating, so.
Yeah. So you see with your investigation check, you can see that that there is no entrance or door on the front of it, and you kind of look it over for a little while to see if maybe there's a secret door on the front. But looking at the structure and the stonework of it, it's pretty solidly made here. You assume this is probably like one of the facing sides, but you can see that it branches off to the left and right. And you figure that either one of those alcoves probably has one of the secret entrances. And you kind of walk over there, like kind of twiddling with like that lens, wondering if you're gonna need it to detect anything magical on it. But it's rather obvious as you approach, and you instead put the lenses away as you see like these rough carved grooves in the earth. With that investigation check right there, if you walk over in this direction to the left, you can see on the map there's a half circular groove right here, barely noticeable. But with that perception check, you notice it, and you'll be able to notice it everywhere you go throughout this dungeon now. With that investigation. So anywhere you see one of those from here on out is a secret entrance somewhere. A door. You look it over, and you're fairly certain you can see where the mechanism is and that it's not trapped. And you kind of just press in one of the stones, and the whole thing rotates sideways, and you end up seeing an entrance inside.
Okay.
You figured that there's probably one on the other side as well. There's no sign, however, of which one she would have taken. But based off of the kind of geometrical design of everything here, you figure everything kind of probably leads to the same place eventually.
Does Babette have any items that I could be willing to cast light on? Like, does she have like a bracelet or something that she can move around?
So we'll just because
I
she's
mean-
gonna be probably like close right next to them, behind them as kind of like defensive front line. He's just gonna take out his shield and bonus action turn the light.
Okay.
Be a flame.
Alright,
So
that works.
and that's just to read it, just make sure. I think it's like 20 feet too. It's like a pretty big light.
I'll put on my pendant of thieves' sight, and you can put it on there.
Okay, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
put some light on there.
So 20-foot radius bright light, and then 20 dim from me from the shield.
It's just in case if we're fighting something and you have to
Mhm.
be away from her, she'd at least want a little bit of light for Babette.
Mhm.
Yep.
But just
so-
for like
So now-
everybody else.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now Babette is glowing. She's got a light spell on her pendant.
Yeah.
I'm not going stealth for this one. We're kind of like going
Yeah.
through it. So Zell just like pulls out his shield and big fire.
You can use an action to stow an object like that, so that you're no longer glowing. But that
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, you can tuck it
Just
into
like-
your shirt or something.
yeah. All right,
Oh man,
you guys lead the way.
Hey Chance, what's the command word on it? Just because I'm curious, real quick. For it
We'll
to set it on.
discuss that later. Don't worry about it.
Cool. So yeah, so it says it on. And go ahead, Eliza and Puppet.
Oh wait, there's several doors here.
Mm-hmm. Just a curiously glance. Are all magical, Chance? Or are you more particularly
Glancing at
magical?
them. Looking here. Nope, don't see anything magical.
Gotcha. Oh, then I
Other than
guess-
the braziers on the wall,
Mhm.
which the flame seems to be sustained by some magical effect.
I will cast guidance on Eliza.
Yeah. Check for traps.
Investigation.
Yep.
As they're doing that,
Do I do
I'm
that?
gonna summon my aberrant spirit.
Okay.
Do I do
Describe for us again what this average spirit looks like in this flickering light of this ever bright torch on the wall.
It's my beautiful little beholderkin that has lots of droopy little eyes.
And pets and friends. Remind me in the future that I have a token for your beholderkin, and I need to update that.
Heck yes.
But alright. So you did an investigation, a check, right? You get
Yeah, you're
advantage.
probably-
So
Yeah.
you're gonna have advantage throughout this whole dungeon because they're with the group, unless you end up being alone.
And then you have 2d4. You can
Yeah.
add further.
And he had 2d4, so roll 2d4. Yes.
Alright. Looking at it, you notice that the one on the far left, that actually seems to have some sort of something in the cracks of the stone. You kind of like, it looks like rust at first. You peel it away, but you quickly recognize it as very old dried blood. So you don't see necessarily any trap mechanism on this side, but it definitely looks like whoever used this door last a long time ago was bleeding.
Yeah.
The one on the right, you notice has several of the stones loose from the other side. Like it looks like something tried to break it, and looking at it, looks like it would have to be repaired to be able to actually open. Somebody with like Tinker's Tools proficiency might be able to do it. The one on the middle right does appear to have a trap and a lock on it, and the one on the left is not trapped and has a lock on it.
Okay. So
Oh yeah, the bloody one on the far left is not locked.
Hmm.
But it's also bloody.
But it's also bloody, yeah.
Well, guys, the bloody door is safe. Allegedly. Safe
Or
from
at
trap.
least not trapped.
How's the door you're looking at right over there?
This is the one that's crumbly, Chant.
Yes.
Does it look like? I mean, how crumbly? Like, can we still get through?
No, it's still perfectly intact. You can tell that, like, the mechanism that's used to turn the door is made out of metal, and it's kind of still holding it intact. But whatever tried to break the stones out of the place instead just broke the mechanism, so it won't open now. So yeah, it just seems like whatever mechanism is used to open the door has been broken.
Mm. Well, there's not a trap on this one, but it doesn't look like we could open it. It's broken.
Still kind of floats
Oh.
because he's still kind of flying and looks at it. Can Zell do anything to it?
I cast mending.
Give me a. Looking at it, it does look like something that like you have the tools for. So you can go ahead and give me. What's the? We'll make it dexterity, for this one.
Okay. I
Okay.
will hold an action to cast Sacred Flame if something jumps out.
Okay, so let's be expertise. So 1d20 plus 4 plus 6, so plus 6. 15.
It takes you about 10 minutes or so. And but you're pretty committed on it, and as you kind of like manage to slide up one of like the pistons, you hear like the thing just suddenly start to turn and immediately swing to open while your hand is still in it. So I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Alright.
Don't lose your hand.
I use my left hand.
Motherfucker.
You pull it right out, and the door swings open in front of you, and you can see that it's a large open room, and there is currently in the middle of it. It smells horrible. The first thing that happens is this rotting stench hits you, and you hear the sound of like buzzing flies. As you enter into the room, you can see that the walls are just covered in flies, and there's in the middle of it the bones of what looks like perhaps a giant, very large creature, humanoid, but just at this point rotting bones and the smell of putrid rotting death.
I can't see in the room.
Yeah.
Here you
Yeah.
are.
Cool. Okay.
Right in the middle of where there had once been chains that you believe were probably holding it, now just kind of around old bones.
Gotcha. Alright. So we're gonna fall in.
Door.
Oh, oh.
I can't.
Anything
It is
magical in here?
locked.
I'ma help you open that. Is it trapped?
Give me an investigation check with advantage.
Giving you
Can
guidance.
Eliza do
Eliza,
that?
yes.
Okay, good.
I'm giving you guidance, so 2d4.
Oh. I promise I'll figure this out.
Ooh.
Nice. All right.
No.
Or
Looking at
Hell
it,
yeah.
it does not appear to be trapped.
Okay. Babs?
Let's unlock this baby.
All right.
Got it.
Advantage, right?
Yes.
Oh,
I
it
don't
says
have
you're
guidance,
not.
but I'm just giving her like a really like motivation look.
It says that it's set to not being proficient.
Yeah, so, you know. so-
These tools.
Okay, let's fix
editing,
that.
Details. Proficient. Done. Do it again.
Oh, actually, you can give her human influence. You can give her your variation of guidance with your.
Oh yeah, human influence.
Yeah, so you can.
So are you
Nothing
giving
but
me guidance as well?
Yes.
So yeah, you're
Okay,
getting
so 2d4 onto that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do I need to click something for you?
No, I don't have a thing set up for that. I will make one.
Oof.
All
That's
right.
right.
For a total of 17.
Yes.
Okay. The door unlocks. It is rough there for a moment, though. And you feel like no one's opened or unlocked these doors in a long time. And you feel like a lot of the difficulty that you're going to have in here is rust.
Yeah.
Opens up. And you're immediately met with a narrow hallway.
Oh,
You see
there's
once
so many.
more several doors to the left, which immediately, kind of just based off of your sense, you figure would probably lead to those other doors that you had seen. And you see a door on your right. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yeah.
2d4 just, because why not?
Uh,
37.
Oh my god.
looking at it, this one appears to be unlocked
Alright.
and not trapped.
That was gonna be my next question.
Open that one then.
Ho ho.
Hmm.
Oh.
What we got in here?
Oh, this is interesting.
Ghost. Kind of enter in, you see the ghost is kind of already in on the other side. And he's like standing in front of one of these things and goes,
Sorry.
I see why he calls you meddlesome. Your friend activated one of the security precautions by finding one of the keys. And he steps to the side, and you can see, placed on one of these 4 pedestals is a small statue cast in gold and depicting a strange, kind of feathered serpent with 2 wings kind of coiled up. Just like a long snake, but with feathers across its body and 2 wings. You've heard of Kuato before. They feature pretty prominently in the stories and myths down on the Kodori coast. But like anybody that's got a religion can give me a religion check.
Yep.
Alrighty. Most of what you've heard is most of what the rest of the people have heard, which is that Kuatl are pretty much good aligned creatures. Unlike dragons, they're sometimes seen as being the antithesis to dragons. And it's believed that they themselves mostly banished their true forms, and only their young stay here. And when they get to a certain age, it's believed that they all leave, so as to not be too powerful. And Libby kind of pipes in and goes, 4 of them in one place. Not normally a thing that I would hear about. I think the sage said stuff about them being solitary. He goes, and that's most of what she has to add in addition to it. If she found this, she's probably up on one of the other floors.
Is there a particular way to get up from here?
Walks forward, and he drifts right through these pair of double doors in front of you.
Gotcha. Because he's the ghost, I don't really trust it, because he can just go through walls. So we
Yeah.
want to check for it.
Yeah.
Hey, Eliza.
Hey there, Eliza.
Looking at it, no, it doesn't appear to be trapped.
I'm gonna do my thing then.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not locked.
Oh,
Dude.
okay.
Never
Awesome.
mind.
Ooh.
Stairs. There you go.
Does the monocle point in any direction?
The compass. The
Yeah,
compass
sorry.
is pointing up these stairs.
Oh, I thought it looks like they go different directions.
They both go upstairs. You can kind of see as you walk in a pair of steps on your left and right, both of them leading up towards the center of the room and into the floor above. Heading up to this.
Well, that's up a bit. I
Let's
guess
go.
take the left stairs or take the right. I don't want to split up.
I doubt it matters. I think it might
Eh.
be aesthetic.
We never know.
Mm.
I would
Magic can be weird.
I could feel safer if we had a familiar going up one or the other, but still.
Yeah, let's get the right. So, not bad. Liza.
Are we
Going-
all going on the right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, stick together.
Okay. Copy. Ooh.
And also, Brooklyn, just make sure the language is uncommon. Sometimes when you log on to Foundry, it'll be on like something else, so it might be on Abyssal or something.
thought she was doing that on purpose to be like,
Yeah, I know, me too.
A little bit, but I was
I
like,
thought she was just talking shit.
but then like halfway, I was like, love it. Alright. Okay.
So is this door supposed to be open?
Okay.
Looking at it, it is.
Okay.
You see another one open to the left. Looking around the room, you can see that down this path over here, something seems to have, like a bunch of rubble has blocked the path.
Can I look for tracks again? See if like she landed here, if she was on this floor.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a survival check. Looking around, no tracks. It is a lot dustier down here too.
Yeah, sure.
I see webs over here,
Mm-hmm.
big ones.
As you kind of go in there, give me a perception check.
Huh. Nice.
Looking
yeah,
at it,
clerics.
you see the web twitch and
Oh.
twitch, and it moves, and you see something in the middle of it, and you see a mass of webbing in the middle, like a wrapped up kind of cocoon, and it's like kind of twitching and struggling against the webbing. You also kind of hear a muffled
God damn it.
Female or male?
hard to
muffled.
tell.
it's muffled.
All
And
right.
panic
Yeah.
sounding?
Yeah, just
Panic sounding?
Yes. At the moment, yes.
Yeah, we got someone there. I'm pretty sure it might not be. I don't even know anymore.
Fuck. Alright. Well, who wants to go first?
As you debate this, you see as suddenly something descends down from the ceiling, and the thing, this mass, let me grab it real quick and make it visible.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, I'm holding my action, but I can't do that now. Of course.
Suddenly descends down and snatches the thing, and one of its mouth kind of clenches onto it, and you see the muffling.
Alright, let's get
And
it,
then
boys.
it goes right back up, and you move forward a couple of steps trying to keep eye with it, and it's gone. The muscled figure in the middle, no longer twitching.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Let's be careful in here. Where did Hanu? Okay, Hanu's right there. I was like, where did Hanu go? But he vanished.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
How tall is the ceiling here, by the way?
That's a good
Where you're
question.
at currently, in the hall, in that room right there, the ceiling goes up 20 feet. In the hallways, it goes up 15. And in that room with the spiders, as you kind of step in, the ceiling goes up as about, where's my notes? 60 feet.
I am turning off my shield by this point. Like,
Okay.
when I saw that the shield's off light, I am not going to light it. And I'm gonna, like,
From your angle
so-
now, you can now actually see the top of the ceiling sail in there,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of spider webs up there. You can't actually see like the ceiling itself anymore because of the mess of spider webs, nor do you actually see the spider. You can see what appears to be some strange, almost like tunnels in the webbing. So it looks like it goes like into like the earth and the ground. From the hole that you can see in front of you, it's just pitch black. It goes down and down until you can't see the light anymore touching anything.
Well,
Blah.
that's quite
I
the jump. Any other way?
Yeah, let's go though. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. You're still like good back.
I think a few of us can go over, but not all.
No, I think it would be a disadvantage. I'm just looking up. They can just drop on us. A lot of them.
Alright. Let's have a look-see.
Who else is here?
Remember the order. Until stops for a minute.
I thought that was a while back. That's should. Okay. Shakes your head clear. Like, okay.
Yeah, he does like he's whispering this, but he's like even stopping because he doesn't know how good his person
Yeah.
hearing is. So he's
In her mind, she's like, oh, should have starved maybe, but okay. It's here.
still kind of shrugs. And then Baba and Lysa, you want to take lead? This looks like not spider infested.
Do we want to investigate this door over here?
Yeah.
Where's that compass you have pointed?
Go. And you gave me an investigation check, right? It was 18. And so with that, looking at it, the door is locked, but does not appear to be trapped.
Unlock this one? Where's that compass pointing?
Oh,
Pointing towards that one, it does appear to be kind of pointing in that direction, actually.
Okay.
A little bit down, like this way.
Oh, we gotta go through spiders.
I mean, if there's a
does-
secret tunnel.
And then 2d4 on top of this, whatever I roll.
Does
Okay.
this?
Oh, man, snap. Hanu's getting ready to like touch you on the shoulder, and she just hears this click noise, and the door immediately turns, and as give me just a second. and you see in front of you a path of rubble. The tunnels and passageway appears to be blocked from a cave-in.
Rude.
Is it rubble chance or is it illusion?
Looking at it, give me an investigation check.
You could.
I will detect illusions if it's because I get objects. So is it illusion?
You can detect an object, which if
Yeah.
you were to see the thing that were causing the illusion, then you would see,
Is
but
there-
it doesn't
Yeah.
Is
show
there
you
a
an
rock
illusion.
nearby? Or something?
Perception.
Just throw
He
some.
He said
Uh,
investigation.
Yeah,
though.
investigation.
Oh, investigation.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
always an investigation to see through an illusion.
Gotcha. So I would just roll this normally, and is that the 1d4? 17.
Looking at it, you think the same thing. You grab a rock and you go and toss it, and it clacks right across the stones. It's real.
Real. Gotcha.
Anyways, I was looking over here. Thank
Yep,
you.
back to fight. Come on.
Ugh. All right. The other one on the other side. As you see, it's already opened. Flying through into the next room. Seems to be empty. Once more, you see another crest of imagery of this kind of coatl design. It in the center room, you would notice that it had been like designed around this sort of circle motif in the center, which Zarman had stood on. And here, it seems instead almost like it's actually around a rod of a spear, but otherwise maintains most of the same similar things.
Does that seem familiar to what it looked like in the orphanage?
No, not really.
Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure.
Could I figure out the artistic symbolism of this?
You can give me a religion check.
If this is like a key of sorts? Okay.
Looking at it, nothing about it like being a key. The spear does seem like interesting symbolism, considering the goblins didn't use a bunch of spears. They were very proud for having been the first ones to make iron weapons. And as such, spears were kind of like a low race human kind of thing. So the imagery on that seems a little strange. But looking around this, the artwork does look goblin-like from what you've read about goblin ruins in the past. Though you'd never heard about goblins ever worshipping coatl.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna quickly draw this. Just an extremely brief sketch. And continue on.
Okay.
She
He
has
goes
a
kind
little
of walks
comment.
with their silent footsteps. They pause as they realize, they're drawing for a moment. They go,
Do we want to?
This is not a research expedition. Anyways, these have nothing to do with Pridwin, if that's what you're interested in.
She looked confused for a moment. I was like, it was not my intention. I apologize.
as you're kind of going by, you do notice there's like holes in the earth and ground around here. It looks like old traps that have gone through. And you notice like there's a broken pit trap here to the side. All the stakes in the bottom long ago broken, but you also notice some like what would appear to be loose notes down there.
Can
I use my hand of the master to mage hand the notes up.
Okay.
so
You move them
grab-
up. You see as like they lift up a bunch of fairly large spiders, but not like giant spiders. Like from like a normal spider size, they're like the size of tarantulas. And they all just a swarm of them out from the cracks, kind of scuttle across the bottom of it as they feel like movement on the webs that you hadn't noticed at first. Very slight, tiny webbing. And you pull the notes up, and looking at it, Zale, you immediately recognize this handwriting. This is Dr. Stefano's handwriting.
So, what did they say?
Looking at them, they look like research notes, so they seem to be about some formulae and stuff. You're not certain. You'd have to compare them to other things. You find 2 pages.
So puts in his pack. Just a very like, what the fuck kind of look at his face now. It's like, kind of mumbles. Huh, he said he's been around.
You recognize these notes?
Yeah. From a dead man.
Huh.
Eliza, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. My foundry keeps shutting down and making me start. I have to re-open.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's been having a rough couple days.
Updates.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. Good
There you are. Looking at it, you do see that there is here one, and it's not locked, nor does it appear to have any traps on it.
Okay. This one.
Yes.
This one's good, guys.
Let's give it a look-see. Spider room?
Yep.
As soon as you walk in, I need you to
Oh,
roll for
no.
initiative.
Shit. I was like,
Da 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 da.
It's like, wait, no.
Too late!
Too late. We're going in.
You see,
We need the
as soon as you come in,
encounter
a
active.
bunch of spiders just crawling across these webs. There are sacks of like webbing just knitted and clustered along the wall. And you see as these large swarms of tarantula-like creatures begin to kind of scurry across the webbing, and several of them drop down on top of your shoulders, just like 1 or 2 of them, and you push them off. And at the same time, though, you see something skitter across the top of the wall. Large, much too large to be a horde of spiders, and humanoid in fashion. You see
Oh.
1 arm, 2 arms, legs, and then it swings itself down from it, and it lands in the middle of a swarm of these spiders skittering out away from it. As this large humanoid creature with the face and maw of a spider and 4 arms kind of stands up from its thing, and its mandibles part.
Oh, fuck that.
Guys,
That's where I'm at right now.
I need backup. Like, SOS.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Man, my initiatives have been just atrocious.
Oh wow, one of the freaking spider swords got really high.
All right.
There's
Oh.
so many.
Average spirit needs a roll, then Lib needs to put a contract.
No, the average spirit doesn't need to roll.
Oh, it's on your turn.
I accidentally toggled its thing. Oh
Aberrant
no!
spirit
It
don't need
acts
no-
on my turn after I do.
Got you. Let me remove it.
Yeah, aberrant spirit don't need no one to tell it what to do. Do
All
it.
right.
strong, independent. Actually does need to be told what to do.
Hmm?
But luckily, it's a free action to tell it what to do.
Shit, and I'm in the doorway and my initiative was super low.
Could kick you.
Oh.
Okay. So, top of the initiative. You see as they open the door, and you hear the sound of skittering, and someone says that they need backup. What are you doing? There's a bunch of people between you and there.
Yeah, I know. I noticed.
Shit.
Shit. The moment when I didn't want to have a natural 20 initiative. Shit.
I mean,
You can still go through ally squares. It's
you
just
could
rough. terrain, right?
firebolt from like she can move aside and you can stay right there and try to firebolt and do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because anything I can see, I can hit, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, but like people still count as like
Yeah, there's still
cover.
going to be coverage
So
there.
like you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, might as well kind of move right here. So then I'm kind of like back against the wall and kind of like take cover of fireball. I'm gonna fireball the one right next to Eliza with this one.
Okay.
So,
Give me that attack roll.
Yeah. 21.
That hits.
Yeehaw.
So 7 fire damage.
Okay.
Um,
Several of the spiders instantly kind of crisp up and fall on their backs, legs curling up on themselves.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be my turn. Fireball right now. I'll take the dodge action of my haste action. Better yet, I can't take dodge. Hide. I'm just gonna take the hide action. Around the wall.
Alright. Then that
Didn't know
brings
you
us.
were rogue.
Girls, freaking 13
What a
Did
loser, am
not.
I right?
Pitiful.
Next up is Eliza. You see a bunch of spiders and a giant spider person crawl across the ceiling and drop down in front of you. What are you doing?
Can I
Spider-Man.
move like over here away from these spiders without getting attacked?
These ones
You
right
can-
next to you are going to get an attack on you.
But you can bonus action disengage as a rogue.
Yes.
Yeah, you just can't do your insightful fighting that round. Yeah, I mean it's probably if you want.
So.
Okay. So, I'm gonna move here. What do you mean? Like, can I still hit?
If you
Can I-
use your bonus action to disengage so that they don't hit you, then you don't have your bonus action to be able to do insightful fighting to be able to get your sneak attack. However, if you don't use it for that, then they'll get a hit against you, but you'll still be able to. They might get a hit. They still have to try and attempt to hit you.
So it's potentially take damage or get sneak attack. And,
Okay.
and get sneak attack or don't take damage, but then you don't get sneak.
Okay. That I'm gonna avoid damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Crossbow, that guy. Do I get advantage on my attack?
Nope.
Okay. Great.
Does not hit. Alright. That brings us to one of these swarms. This one. Awesome. Fills his face. You see it's a swarm of spiders that kind of like skirt out from him as he lands. Instantly like a carpet skitter across the floor towards you and crawl across you.
Can I just say, fuck this?
Yeah.
I will also mention that your guys' movement speed is halved inside of there because of all of the webbing.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be next up. I have the 5 for my initiative.
Hey. And
Lippy's just too stealthy.
And that is 21. And you take 10 points of piercing damage. There we are. The skittering carpet of spiders just gnawing and biting into you. You're kind of like trying to push them all off of you. And that is the end of their turn. Which brings us to... Libby, you said you had 5?
Yeah, I accidentally rolled twice, and the first one was actually 5.
Okay. I will adjust this. Thank you very much for letting me know. Then that brings it to CAC instead. Let me...
oh wow, CAC at 17. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. How tall are both these rooms?
The room that you're in right now is 20 feet tall. The one in front of you, it's hard to tell from where you're at.
Yeah.
It looks like, because the doorway in front of you is only 10 feet.
Alright, in that case... Alright, difficult terrain there, 10 feet. Oh wait, sorry, wrong person. Difficult terrain, oh...
The
No,
ghost does
actually,
not
I'm gonna
count
do
as
this.
it, because you can walk right through them as if they're nothing.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do this instead. I will,
The echo, not ghost. They just look like a ghost.
oh, choices. Alright, I'm gonna do something nice and simple at the moment. I'm gonna magic missile the swarm on
Alright.
Liza over there.
Alright, nice. Good use
Thank
of a magic missile. Okay. There
What
is-
level? Level
Just
one?
level
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
So then
just
you still
level
get
1.
2 more. Because it only rolled 1 die 4.
Oh, that's right. You guys roll individually.
There we go.
There we go.
Nice.
13.
Alright.
Yeah, and then my spirit will just come over.
And pinpoint
Behind me
accuracy
here.
shots too. There's like individual spiders like on her, and not even hitting you, Eliza. These like color. What color are your freaking? Is it purple?
Purple, of course.
Yes.
Everything cat
Alright,
does is
cool.
purple.
Yeah, these purple like energy bolts just suddenly like hitting like several spiders with one hit, but not somehow hitting you at all. Blast several of them off of you.
Hell yeah,
And
magic.
then my spirit will eye ray the same ones.
All right. That's a hit.
Oof.
And as soon as like you notice it and you look up, suddenly like you see like this floating, almost like tiny beholder, this like floating eyeball, right? And all of a sudden, its little like things just kind of twirl up, and these, like he said, head out and eliminate the last few of them that are on you. They all kind of curl up and fall off your body.
Have I?
I am my lasers.
And then he will go once more against that swarm, I guess.
It's a hit.
Excellent.
11.
Woo. All right.
And that's it.
Just laser beams firing out from behind you guys. You see like this floating beholder eye just kind of rise up behind his shoulder and then just fire off a few more of them around the corner and eliminating this room filled with spiders. And Hano, you're up.
Alright, I'm just gonna toll the dead on that to finish it up.
Okay. And that is wisdom, right?
Yeah, these might be white spiders though, so. Yeah, I don't even know at this point, guys.
Yeah, right. Nope.
Okay.
All right.
That was attack roll. Weirdly
Oh.
enough.
Oh,
Yes.
damn.
There you go.
Oh yeah, same end result. You watch this boom, and they all kind of wither away and curl up. This time, kind of like this, like fraying decay coming across them, and they break apart rather brittle all of a sudden and are gone.
Faint smell of a really rotten beach just
Oh,
briefly comes up.
seaweed. This old, gross seaweed.
And she
Ugh.
steps out of the way.
All right.
I love it.
Ah, that was way too far.
But no!
Really up across it. As they hit like this resign, you see across the crumbling bodies, a whole swarm of them just breaks through their bodies with disregard and ends up crawling across you, filling your space. And
Getting all up in my business.
Oh.
nope, miss. And there we go. Next up, Babette. You have to step out of their space
Yeah.
to be able.
I'm gonna bonus action disengage
Okay.
and get out of their business. And if I go right here, are those like egg sacs?
Yes, they do appear to be so.
Can I get over there without like stepping on them?
You could try. Give me an acrobatics check.
Or I could just go around them.
They're fairly large too, like
Yeah, I'm
watermelon
gonna go
sized.
around them. Yeah, fuck that.
Difficult terrain. Keep that in mind.
Yep. So you have half of your movement while you're in this room.
Can anyone just
Where are you going?
set the entire room on fire?
I was trying to,
There you
it wasn't
go.
working. And then I'm gonna attack this guy and get sneak attack because there's nobody within 5 feet of him
Hell yes.
with my rapier.
Get it.
Does that hit?
What is it? No.
14.
It does
Fuck.
not.
Okay, well now I'm in combat with this guy. And I use my bonus action, so that's all I can do.
Oh, you're flourishing. I don't even know what.
Rakish audacity.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
I was hoping I'd roll better. Oh, those fuckers. Now I can't do it.
Nope.
It doesn't hit, because I have mage armor up still.
Yep. But they're merely here to counteract your rockish audacity.
Yeah,
They're
I know.
doing their job. All right.
Assholes.
You see, as like you kind of try to slice in it, but you feel these spiders scuttle up behind you, and it kind of throws you off for a moment. And you see its face kind of open up, and this webbing come out.
I done fucked up.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Does that hit?
16 matches, I believe.
Then that's a
Oh.
hit. All right.
Because I think mage armor adds.
It's here. Yeah.
13 plus dex, so yeah, it matches.
All right. You are restrained. So your speed is now
Neat.
0. You can't benefit to any bonus to your speed. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Your attack rolls have disadvantage, but you can still attack. You're not incapacitated. They just have disadvantage.
Neat.
And you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Neat.
Alrighty.
Can I, on my turn, also just
Attempt
scream
that.
out, like, fuck?
Yeah, you scream it out now. You guys all
Reaction.
hear is that, and that is gonna end its turn. Lib, you're up.
So there's a swarm just in front of the door.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Can I see anyone inside? Like, I can see Babette
Then yes,
and
Eliza.
Eliza.
And you
And
can see
Babette is
that
currently covered in spiders.
Yeah, boy.
And webbed.
Okay. I am going to. I'm gonna cast this. How do you cast? How do you put in chat that want cast?
So if you hover over the little thing and go to where like it shows like the picture icon, there should be a dice. Just click that.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh.
Yeehaw.
Oh shit.
2d6 thunder. 10-foot radius centered on you. Creatures you choose and unintended objects in that area take 2d6 thunder damage. Damage creatures must make a. So they all cool. They just take the damage. Go ahead and roll me 2d6. And they have to make a strength save. Just stay there. Oh wow, no, that's a fucking fail.
Throw prone.
They can't be prone, so it's a swarm. But
Yeah.
2d6 and the thunder damage for 2d6 each. Okay, cool. As an action, each of your turns while maintaining concentration, you can strengthen your song. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I
And you
give
did a
Libby-
total of 7 damage. So that brings it to.
Yeah. I give Libby the Blue Crew high five.
Nice.
Sidles up to the door, and you hear this like discordant song, and bugs just start like being like crushed by the sound of it, and you just high five in the middle of one of the beats. Alright.
Nice.
All right.
And then the bardic inspiration, is that an action? It's an action, right?
No, it's a bonus action.
Bonus action.
Okay, well, to cast that, it was a bonus action.
Oh, it's just a bonus action to cast that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah,
Okay.
and then you can't do it as an action. So weirdly enough.
All right. Zale, you're up.
Gotcha. Yeah. Kind of take care of the ones that are kind of in front of us right now. Going to firebolt again. So firebolt. This fire seems like it's efficient. 19,
That hits.
13.
Oh,
All right. Whoosh, the whole thing burns up before you. Gone.
I'm gonna move in.
Half movement now.
Well, it's 30. Still normal for me. So it's just 30. So this is match 5, 10.
Moving across those sacks would require you to have to leap over them or step on them and see them
Explode
potentially
into more
break.
spiders.
Yeah. Can I leap over them as like acrobatic check?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
Alright. Yep. I was gonna do.
Ooh.
25.
Easily, you go to leap up across, and you're not able to get the whole distance on that, but so you go and kick up off of the wall, and your foot sticks across it, and you are now stuck to the side of the wall.
Wait, so I'm stuck inside the wall?
Yep, and
Fuck.
You fool.
are now restrained.
Awesome.
You
Just
could
my
spend
feet, right?
you can use your action to try and break the webbing from around you.
But it's just my foot?
No, your whole thing is stuck to it. I mean, your foot got stuck to it, and then you fell against the wall. You don't just get to like stand one
Wow.
foot off from the wall sideways.
I'll use
That
my action to
adds
break
strength though.
it. I'll use my action to break it.
Okay. You're gonna use your action to attempt to break it. Good, good.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes.
Which, let me check the DC on this again. All right, give me a strength check.
Check.
You are you try to pull against it and your arm just gets stuck, right? And now you're just like they're like trying to pull your arm out of it now that you were trying to use to pull yourself out with. And anything else?
Because running jump is that.
Yeah, you don't get a running jump when you're in difficult terrain. Nice.
Use it again, because I have the action again. So I'm gonna break out, try to break out again.
Didn't you use that to fire your
No.
firebolt? Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
fireball.
the spiders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a bonus action?
I do.
Okay, that's all you got.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
All right. Then you see as he goes to leap up across it, Eliza and Babette, and now he's suddenly stuck into it. And he tries to pull himself from it and ends up getting this a little bit more stuck to it. And you see the webs kind of like tugging across the like the ceiling and the wall. And that brings us to Eliza.
Okay.
These spiders are so big.
Yeah. So here's the deal. How would I even do that? There are a bunch of them. Would I just?
You try shooting at it. If you miss, then you hit her.
I know that's. So would it make more sense if I tried to like come up and?
Well, you potentially hit her because if it has to land in between her AC and what you missed by, so.
Get these spiders off of me!
I don't want to hit you.
Fucking do it.
Okay.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
No, that's a hit.
Oh really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my god.
I know.
Yeah, there's just so many spiders. It's just
Yeah,
I
they're
know.
huge too, the size of tarantulas. So you're seeing these tarantula-sized spiders, like just dozens of them crawling across there, and you fire off one of these bolts, and it actually like pins through like 3 of them.
He has to get sneak attack.
Yep, go ahead. Yeah, add that sneak attack.
the ultimate flanking.
Nope. It's just 46.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out what's wrong with this.
Yeah, I'll try and figure that out later. Sorry.
No.
D6, not D4.
Oh fuck. There we go.
There
Oh.
we go. 8.
Oh,
Alright.
bad.
8 plus how much? 9. So there we go. Oh,
Did
like a
Did it
few good bolts. Like literally, you just get that one bolt in, and it pins through like a good half of the ones that are on there. Like you just wait there for a second, and she's panicking for a moment, and you kind of just like wait, just like a half second later, where she's almost like, I just like, is she even gonna do anything? And then you fire, and it goes through like half of these spiders with one bolt, and they all kind of fall off of her. But there's still
I
a
like the
few
idea
of
that
them
the bolt
clinging.
is stuck in the wall and there is just like a whole row of spiders on the bolt.
Oh yeah, it's right by Zale's cheek right now. As a
Yeah.
shish kebab of
He just,
spiders
like,
as he's trying to
looks
pull
to the
himself. And with that, it will come to. Nope, they're dead. Cack.
Get these spiders off of me!
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay,
Hack, get the spiders off Babs.
so he's not difficult terrain, you were saying. So
No.
5, difficult terrain.
He floated up.
So that's 15. That's 20, 25, 30 over there.
Alright.
So lots of spirit. No, fuck it. Let's go there. Alright. I will twin spell shocking grasp.
Shit.
Just
I'm gonna
grab a couple
fry me
spiders
some
and shocking
spiders.
grasp them.
God.
Crunch, crunch. Crunch,
So
Oh, yeah.
first one and second one.
I'm about to get zapped.
Whew.
16
Okay.
might need-
Bzz, 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 bzz.
Alright. We'll put the 6 against that swarm. They all fry up, bugs fucking swatter style. And 10 against the other. Alright.
Alright, and then the spirit, I've done 20, 25. So how high up is this place?
In here, the ceiling is 30 feet.
Excellent. Alright, so he'll just move over there for now. And he will be a good boy and zap some bugs.
Alright.
The bugs are still on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pew pew!
And hit, that's it. 11. Oh my gosh.
I am the exterminator. Haha!
Oh, beautiful. Dear God.
Still some on her, yes.
Yep. Barely standing, looking pretty badly injured, but still there.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh, dear God.
So imagine it's like pinpoint laser just. Zzz.
Nice.
Alright, so for how much damage?
14.
14.
Oh, nope. Still barely clinging.
Oh.
Several like you cleaved off 2 of its arms, so it now actually looks more like a person,
so
but
this
with
is
a
all
really
going to
ugly face. Oh yeah, it's the
This
only
is
thing
bunch of
left.
swarm.
It's the only thing left alive.
Oh, so
Oh.
the spiders
shit,
are no longer
alright.
on me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
fuck
eliminated the swarm on her with like the first
Okay.
6 damage that you did.
Excellent. Alright.
And
That's it.
I-
Hanu, all you.
Poke my head in and I just cast Toll the Dead.
Uh-oh.
Toll the Dead.
there's-
You don't see
there's-
anything.
The spider dude? Oh, I guess
Yeah.
you can see him.
Oh yeah, you do see him.
Yeah,
Yes, from
I
that
moved
angle.
into that one. Yeah.
Yep.
So wisdom 16.
Alright. Attributes. Saving throw.
2d12.
Alright.
Oh,
Oh.
attack roll. Attack roll.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes.
Why are you doing this to me, thing? Why does it
It's gonna be
even
weird.
have this on there? Yeah. Damage. Here.
Jesus Christ.
Hot damn.
It's
Whoa.
like he kind of pulls his like remaining arms back, and it's I don't think he goes to like let out this like skittering spider's hiss, and then all of a sudden his limbs just from those weird chitinous joints that hold them together suddenly break and shatter, and his whole body just falls apart, and he is fucking dead.
Like that
Jesus.
extra initiative you fucking rolled.
I will glance over to Libby to ask her if she can get one. Wait, do these things look like they could be taken out? These little torches and stuff.
Looking at it,
Yeah.
they look like they burn magically.
Okay.
The ones that you've passed don't give off heat, so.
Okay, so I'm just
Um,
like, okay. Oh, she's going to ignore Zale.
You kind of like step off, and several of the spiders around you now dead, and the thing in front of you dead. And you see Zale over there, and he's trying to like pulling himself off for a moment. And then all of a sudden, you see this just above Zale, this slight shimmer in the webbing. And all of a sudden, this spider, pale purplish kind of flesh, the air and the webbing kind of almost like reality kind of across it. And it phases in for a moment. And
Well, here's just a question real quick. Do we have a moment where I could have a moment to do something?
no, you did
Alright.
not. It came before your
Okay.
turn came back
Still
around
initiative.
again. Initiative's still running, guys.
Yeah.
Roll low, damn it.
That's,
Let's
wh-
roll high.
that's why I was moving past what you were talking about, Hanu, because we were well past what you were able to do in your initiative.
Okay, so yeah, I actually at that point I was like, maybe I can help Zale with my trident. Oh no.
And let's see.
Is it my turn?
It kind of passed by as you kind of, for a brief moment, all caught your breath, and Hanu was trying to suggest something about Zale on the wall, and then you see this thing phase up out of the wall. So it all kind of passed like a brief breath after that.
Like I'm reaching out, like I'm trying to take my trident off and handing it over to Zale, and all of a sudden I'm like, oops.
Zale, you can, however, as it's coming in to do this, give me a strength saving throw.
Save. Okay. Natural 20!
Oh, yes!
You manage to rip yourself out just as you feel this thing biting into your neck. It's still getting you, but you're no longer restrained. And
No
it
fucking
is
advantage on
rolling
the roll.
exactly. So, and that's a hit.
Oh no.
So
You know what?
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Zale, no,
Constitution saving throw. Alright.
check it off.
14.
You feel as soon as it bites into your back, this like this kind of surge goes through you. You almost feel like you're sputtering in place, and your heart kind of starts beating off rhythm, and as it kind of floods through your bloodstream like that, you take where is my D8? Come on. You
Alright.
take 26 points of poison damage. And you are now poisoned for the next hour. And you are paralyzed,
Gotcha.
which just to reread
not
on that,
good.
paralyzed leaves you incapacitated, so you no longer can take actions. You can't move or speak. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Thankfully, you already broke out of the web. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of you. So, you kind of fall forward onto the ground, and it kind of like still clattered up across the wall, phased there. And that brings us to Eliza. You see this thing up on the wall as Zale kind of falls down onto the ground, no longer moving.
So Babette and Lib don't get to go?
Yeah.
This happened after all of that.
Yeah,
Like,
it happened after Hanu's
we did-
turn.
Yes.
But we
And then
were
and then
after
the
And-
space spider attacked.
Not
and then I
immediately. You guys
Oh.
stopped because you thought combat was done, which is
What?
why you were all talking
Oh,
like
okay.
combat was over. Going, hey, what are we going to do
Okay.
about Zale and all of that stuff. And that was a full
Well,
6 seconds that went by on
okay.
you guys
And
saying
then
that. And then it bit
Yeah,
him in the
well,
neck
but
with
that
it
choice was
coming
made.
from
Yeah.
hidden.
Yeah, start of
Yeah.
round 3, I had a surprise attack. So.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
Initiative
I
stays
did-
running because
'Cause,
there's no point in
like-
running initiative again. Just because you think
Yeah.
combat is over doesn't mean it actually is. And so rather
Well,
than rolling
Because
on
I
the
had a
initiative,
question though
Holding
for
a
my turn. I had,
concentration spell that I
yeah.
was going to continuously keep using. Though.
Yeah.
and I also had a question: if would I be able to see this thing over here? Because I would have on my turn gone over there.
you can make a perception check if you want to have been looking around.
And the reason why I asked this question before, if that was if 1/6 question, because Zell was gonna teleport out of the web before, because he was getting himself down.
You
himself
can't
down.
do that while you're restrained
Did I at
because you
least
can't do
get
Yeah,
to
your,
you can-
move in?
you can't
use
do the
verbal
components for
informatics.
it.
You can use verbal and somatic when you're
No.
restrained. Yeah,
I think
if it's
restrained is different than grappled.
no
Yeah.
Yeah.
restrained, you can still use it.
We'll get
That's
into
what, like,
that later.
yeah, it's that.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
that
when
you
have Misty
can out
stuff.
of use your somatic things in a spell, but if it turns out to be that way, then that's the way we'll run it in the future, but it's not in this one.
So
That's fine.
I've been rolling terribly, except for the occasional nat 20. That's been my fucking day to day.
You noticed that thing, like the moment that thing's body crumbled and fell apart, almost like through its falling body of ash, you noticed this glimmer of gold through its,
Yeah.
and right
So
there in the
Babette
center.
would have, yeah, Babette would have made her way over there before the spider happened. So she
Perfect.
would have been behind the spider.
Then you can move
Do I
there.
get to
Yeah.
move into the room?
Yes, and you can move whatever
Yeah, that's
your
mostly
movement
why
speed
I
would have
wanted
been.
my turn, was just so that I could.
Yes, we were gonna get to where you guys
Yeah.
were when we get to your guys' thing, but
Oh,
again,
okay.
it's off of a surprise round.
Eat it.
Alright. But that brings us to Eliza. As you can see that thing there, everybody kind of briefly thinking that the fight had done. Spiders are all dead. The humanoid one crumbles to dust. And they're briefly look over at Zale, and suddenly he's tugged himself free, and this spider phases into existence on the wall, bites him on the neck, and he falls to the ground, not moving.
Before the spider dropped, would I have had time to like glance around to see if I saw any other enemies? Like not him, but like are there any other?
It's based off your passive insight. If you would, then I would have them on the map right now.
Okay.
It did a stealth roll, which is why it was attacking from hidden and why it got that surprise hit in on that. And that beat all of your guys' passives.
Okay. Can I hit it from here?
Yeah.
Because I am now in, like, in its range, so she'd get sneak. I would have been regardless, but
Ooh, 16.
Let's see. Yep, that's a hit.
Look at that.
Mm.
And then
And-
46.
Nope.
Oh fuck! I do it every
What?
time.
It's like second nature. I can get that feeling. Ugh.
Okay.
Oh,
Alrighty.
14.
Nice.
So that brings it to
14 damage.
alright. Several of its little legs clean off with that shot. Right going through like the joints of it, you see it just go through two of its legs and they kind of collapse then. It scutters to try and keep its grip up on the wall. And it is alright. Here, and that was a fucking half of its health in like one hit. Jesus Christ. Uses its bonus action, and you see as suddenly, once more, these webs kind of from in front of it, and the webs turn slightly purple, and then all of a sudden the webs kind of pull across it like a cocoon, and it disappears.
It's copying Cax style.
Alright. Go ahead and give me perception checks, everybody.
Well, I'm on the ground, so I can't really do that.
Not you.
You're
No.
paralyzed.
Everybody that's relevant to the conscious people that can actually hear me saying this.
I love you,
Oh.
kid.
Love you too,
I
man.
love you.
10, 11, 10, 13. Nope. You look around, and there's just like you hear slight skittering and stuff, and then it's still. And there's some brief moments of pausing,
Take the dodge action.
and then combat ends.
Mm.
Or did
Okay.
it? Now you'll never be able to trust when combat ends. And that's also the note on which we're gonna end this session, guys.
Oh,
As
you
Babette
plug it.
standing in front of that golden statue. You see it kind of glimmer against the torchlight. And we'll pick up there next week.
It's a good thing Zarman will be there to cure this poison.
Yep.